All right, welcome in Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast, telling jokes a second before we get on air because that's what we do here. Welcome on into the show on a Wednesday, the 12th of February. I got to call my brother for his birthday. I believe he is born in 1978. So what is he, 48? No, he can't be
46, probably.
47.
47 because I'm proud for you. Yeah. Happy birthday, Broseph. I call him Patches. His name was Patrick. I called him Patches as a kid. That's what I did. Happy birthday. I'll have to call him in. He's not going to watch this. He's probably watching some motorcycle channel or something. Anyway, like, subscribe, notification all on. So, each and every day we come in here with our free pick videos. Me and Brian Bitler, 1-1 in our plays yesterday in college hoops. Our bonus Matt Fargo play did go down. We did lose the bonus play there on Tennessee. Did not get there. Close loss there. 21-17. I'm going to add that into our record because that's how we do things here. We keep track. 21-17 with college basketball. NBA on Mondays and Thursdays usually. College hoops today. Again, these are our free picks here on Winner Circle. Again, notification bell, subscribe. And then you know. We got free for all Friday. Who knows? Maybe one of these guys will pop in. I have no idea what's going up. I'll be there. We'll be talking Friday hoops or whatever you want to talk about on Friday. So we got conference tournaments starting up March 2nd, right around the corner. Now, again, these are free picks. 21-17 with college hoops in the free pick video. 25-27 NBA. They're so numbers. They are. But, you go to the homepage here on GamblesRoll.net. You see the leaderboard. You see how we're doing. Chip Trimbus, crushing NBA. Brian Bitler, NBA and college basketball. He's up there. I'm just overtaking Brian for number one in college hoops. Matt, a 5-pack up. Big game in a month going. We have a leaderboard for a reason. You see all of our records. It's the premium plays. Free stuff, I say it all the time. Go enjoy the free stuff under the bridge. I don't know. Is it healthy for you? It might be. I don't know. You might hit a couple. It's pretty good getting stuff out of the parking lot, out of the back of the trunk. Eventually you want to pay, get the quality. You want VHS or you want Betamax? Are you getting Amazon or Temu? I don't know what else to say. Any other wacky things we can think of? I'll give you guys 30 seconds because then you can come in with that. But day passes.
Pulling beta. That's impressive right there.
You like that? Pulling the Betamax?
Way back.
People are going to be, what is this guy talking about? I swore no more crazy rants to keep the show short. I couldn't help myself. $69.99 day passes, which come in handy because both Matt and Brian today, multi-packages up, multiple sports, NBA and college hoops. So you want to check both of those guys out and get on board today for the premium stuff. I'm going to jump right over here to Matt Fargo because he was off yesterday, got hung up. That's what happens. We got to get card work done, and they say, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. Come in 8 o'clock, I'll get you out of here. Yeah, it does not happen that way. We all know that.
Happen.
We've gone there.
Exactly.
How was the weekend, Matt? What do you got on tap coming up today?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good weekend. Super Bowl winner with Brian's Eagles. That was a kind of a anticlimactic game, I guess. I really didn't watch much of the second half, whatever. But, good win there. Good weekend. Last night coming off 0-1 in one night. Michigan, missing free throws down the end, which kind of stuck. They ended up getting the loss by half a point or a push for some. And also had St. Louis, who went in overtime and lost in overtime. So just whatever. So I got 5 games going tonight in college hoops. Like you mentioned, the one of the game of the month plays going. Gonna have NBA up a little later. Just waiting on some injury stuff. Big slate tonight in the NBA. I think there's 13 games, so I'm going to weed those out. And speaking of the NBA, I didn't have any NBA last night. But how about the Bulls last night? Did you see the halftime score?
Was it 71-29?
Yeah. How does that happen? Like, if you're on Detroit, good for you, man. But how does that happen in the NBA?
I don't know. I'm told these guys are precision athletes nowadays. No plumbers allowed. This isn't Michael Jordan's NBA with plumbers and painters. Precision athletics.
It makes no sense sometimes how these teams just don't show up, and it's unfortunate. Like in a league where it's obviously popular and whatever, and from a betting standpoint, sometimes you're making guesses like who's going to show up, and that's unfortunate.
No betting allowed, baby. That's why I'm a lowly, 15-13 here on Gamblers Roll with my NBA. Not a lot of action. I did on Memphis yesterday. They were +1, I think, to go. They started yesterday +1. It's ridiculous. And you mentioned the close losses. Brian, I think you could attest. We both suffered the dreaded half-point loss, and let's go to overtime and lose. That's a dug-up zone special. Goes overtime. That guy knows it's a loser. He can't catch a break. I get it. I'm on the flip side, though. I haven't really looked at those because I've had more winning days than losing days in college basketball. So I've yet to really have heartbreak like that. I had one day I think I was like 5-5, and I had an OT loss and I think 2 half-pointers. But I'm not going to complain because overall I've been all right. I've been on the lucky side of it, so I don't want to jinx myself talking too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
But Brian, how'd you do last night? And
I'll tell you what. My free pick yesterday for everybody was Tennessee. That team didn't show up against Kentucky. And then my best bet was Mississippi State. I got +2, closed out, I think, at -1.5 or so. And Mississippi State just got pounded by Florida. So for me, that was surprising. So 2 and 3 overall yesterday. I need a winning day today. So I like the board, ready to bounce back.
Now, real fast before we jump into the games today. Games like that, we've all had them. We got a good number. It flips somewhere else. You got the old closing line value nonsense. How do you feel about those games? I enjoy that I'm on the right side, whether it's NFL, college football, college basketball, whatever the sport is. You feel good more I think for sports than like a baseball line where it's a money line. But stuff like that, you got to feel good. And do you think of it is it a loss or is it just like what happened? Like how do you look at those games, Rob?
Well, for me, I'd much rather go into my game knowing that I beat the number that I got, that I have a better number going in.
Right.
But nothing's ever locked or guaranteed. But I think you definitely want to have some value at tip-off. So if you get in a +2 and line closes at -1.5, -2, that's some good value right there. So that's why it's good to have a 7-day pass of these handicappers. You get in at their number when they put it out, most of the time you're going to beat that closing number.
And like you said, like if you go long term, you get that closing line value or whatever better number you have. In the long term, it's gonna pay out for you because one game here or there, you're like whatever. But long term, yeah, it matters. It matters over 100 games, 200 games. When you have these numbers that suddenly change, 1 or 2 points, but you have the better value, and that will definitely make a big change going forward when it comes down to, especially basketball. A lot of these games, they come down to the final few seconds, free throws and all that stuff. Better numbers count. Better numbers count.
I'm like, if it loses, I feel like saying, well, I had a good number, and like you guys all said, as you span out the timeline of games from 1 to 7 to 10 to 20, 100 down the line, that's going to weigh itself out, and you're going to come out ahead. It's just frustrating. I know half point. You're like, oh my goodness, what happened here? At half point, I get 2. I'm getting 2. It's a 3.5 point move, and I still lose. It's like I got to put the rose-colored glasses on to feel good about it, though. So
yeah. And like what you mentioned about money lines, it comes into play in baseball too. Like I'm a big underdog bettor, and you're catching 20 cents on additional value going forward. That's gonna make a big deal. And if you're even a favorite bettor, the same way. If you're betting team -160 and if they close at 220, like I got a great number here. If it loses, yeah, whatever, but you still had that value that came along with it. And going forward, that makes a huge difference.
Better than losing 2-1 when you're only dropping a 160 on it, as
right,
to,
right, yeah.
We'll be talking baseball soon enough because pitchers and catchers are arriving as we speak. I saw Jake Taylor pull up in a cab today for the Cleveland Indians, and I might have to watch that later on. That's just a great. That guy's crossing off the list.
Willie Mays Hayes just arrived.
Oh my goodness!
It's such a classic.
I could quote that movie. That's a good one. Now we're going to stay with you since we missed you yesterday. Oklahoma, Missouri. It's a 9:00 tip here. A monster SEC battle. A lot of rich history between these two teams in college basketball. With tongue in cheek, as I say that. 9.5 point favorite for Mizzou. Total 151.5. I mean, these guys. You look at the numbers here. I think they're comparable teams. 17-6, 13-10 ATS for Missouri. 67-11, 12 ATS for the Oklahoma Sooners. 1-4 on the road. Nothing sexy. But I look at this number, and I'm not really going to try to steal thunder on it. I have to like the Sooners based on you look at the schedule of these two teams, they're basically identical. There's no big difference. Missouri beat Florida by a point at Florida. Okay, it's a great win. Florida's a really good team. But then I got Oklahoma beating Michigan on a neutral, which I think is a pretty good win, albeit themselves. So there's no great standout games where one team's playing better than the other. It's a lot of points. What do you think? You gonna dog it up?
Yeah, dog it up here. I think it's too many points. They're coming off. Oklahoma's coming off 2 losses against Tennessee and Auburn, who one of arguably the 2 top teams, 2 of the 3 top teams in the SEC. So, I think it is too many. Oklahoma, they're I want to say number 10 in the net rankings in the conference. No, that's not right. Number 11. But they're still in the bubble. So it's a big game for them. Like these marginal games right now, they need to take care of business. And I think give Missouri credit. Dennis Gates, what did he do? This team, they went 0-19 in the SEC last year, and now they're a top. What are they? Top 20, top 25 team in the net rankings right now. So the turnaround's been great. Give them all the credit, but man, laying this many points, I just don't. I don't think it's warranted. They were favored by 5.5 over Arkansas at home, where Arkansas was not playing good. Favored by 3.5 over Mississippi, good team, and then A&M laying 4. I think it's too much of an adjustment right now, and I think this could be like a 1-2 possession game. So yeah, I say grab the points here.
There you go. Official show pick here. Free pick. Matt Fargo. The Oklahoma Sooners plus 9.5. Brian Bitler, is it a 3-pack?
I don't like to. This is just a lean, and I don't like to go against my good friends here. But to me, these teams are separated by 1 win, and this line's pretty high at minus 9.5. You look at Oklahoma's wins. The only real quality win I see is Michigan earlier in the season. They've struggled lately. Have Oklahoma, Missouri has dropped the last 2 against. Missouri's dropped the last 2 against top quality competition. This is just a must-win spot. They play good at home. I think they have to get a double-digit win for their resume. So I'll lay the 9.5, but it's just a lean, just a small lean.
There you go, a little lean there from Brian LaFave. But the official pick here from Matt Fargo is on the Oklahoma Sooners. Be sure to get Matt's premium stuff. Horizon game in a month. Folks, just because you got some sexier matchups in other conferences or whatever, bigger name schools, the value may lie underneath. Horizon League from Matt Fargo. You don't want to miss that. Game in a month up, or you buy a day pass and get all of his college basketball included for one low price of $69.99. Brian Bitler, early start, 6 o'clock Eastern. They're moving these up. I love how they move these things up to 6 o'clock, but they're still going to do by the time the NBA All-Star tips off the final game on Sunday, it'll be like 11 o'clock at night on the East Coast. Ridiculous. But give me the early action here. St. John's, 10 in a row, 16-17, 21-3. Oh, man. Chris Munn, Walter Berry, and Louis Carnesecca will be proud of this team. Rolling along, big wins over UConn and Marquette. I mean, they lost by 1 at Creighton, 3 at Georgia on a neutral, 1 to Baylor on a neutral. Pretty solid season. Favored on the road. This was a 3.5. It's come down here to Villanova. Total 139.5. What? I mean, somebody's really hot here. Are you gonna ride the Johnnies or what?
No, I'm not going to ride the Johnnies, but we talked about line value earlier in the program, and this morning when I was putting some plays in, now it's not a premium, but I still bet some games that aren't my premiums, and I jumped on Villanova +3. Now we're seeing a couple 2s pop up, and I feel good about my position. Villanova, though, it seems like every year they're racing at the end of their schedule to get enough wins to get into the big dance, and they're at that spot again. Facing a St. John's team that have won 10 straight games. I think there's going to be a lot of people on St. John's on this low perceived number. Villanova burned me the last time I took them at home as a dog. But St. John's has Creighton on deck next. Maybe a look ahead. I'm going to take Villanova here at later points.
Villanova, official pick here for Brian Bitler. And I think we did that one. That was the Creighton game we talked about. They were a little same kind of
burned me in that game.
I think they were favored. They were like a 2-point fave in that one or something. They ended up losing late. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we're probably all with you on Creighton there because we look at it the same way. It's things that they look way too easy. They're usually not when it comes to sports betting. At least again, not in the long run. Official show pick here for Brian Bitler, Villanova plus the 2 at home. Matt Fargo, thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree with Brian here. Giants coming off 10 straight wins. Kind of a sleepy spot, coming up 2 huge wins over Marquette and Connecticut, and then they have Creighton on deck. So, granted, it's a Big East rivalry, sure. They're not going to be too much of a letdown involved, but I just think it's a tough spot for them. I think they won 2 in a row. Last loss, like you mentioned, was Creighton, and they were favored by 2 points in that game. And Creighton's played really well right now. Even though they were coming off the loss last night against the Huskies, Creighton and St. John's, I think, are pretty equal right now. And the fact that Nova was laying 2, was that 11 days ago, and now they're getting 2.5. I think there's excellent line value for the Wildcats.
Agreed. Nova plus 2 for the trifecta. Like you said, I think you have this number based on St. John's big win on the road at UConn, and in a similar spot, Nova was favored. So there we go. Nova for the trifecta here is the official show pick. Oklahoma plus 9.5 for Matt Fargo. Again, Brian having a great college basketball season. I think he's up there in NBA too. I know you were behind Chip. Chip's just
don't forget the pucks. Don't forget the pucks.
But there's no hockey for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Just teasing.
There's no problem. Listen, I don't sell you short here. You are crushing it. But I was saying for today, you got NBA and college basketball up for today.
Yeah.
5 individual packages up there, so you know what that means. Make the smart money move. Get the day pass, $69.99 for Brian Bitler, and also so Matt Fargo again. Game of the month plus 4 other different packages up. The day pass comes in handy. I'm just saying. That's just one man's opinion. Doesn't mean much in my house. I mean, the kids say I'm all wrong. The wife is wrong. I might be right on this one. I don't know. Anyway, let's see if I can get this one right here with some college basketball. 8 o'clock in the Big East. And this one, it's a ho-hummer, right? For as good as some Tuesday basketball is, we do get some lackluster games here. And there are other kind of matchups, bigger spread. I don't know if I want to go that route. So we got Xavier and Providence here. The X, 2.5-point favorites, min over the Friars here, total of 147. Again, the mediocrity at its best, 14-10, 11-13. A pair of teams, 12-12 ATS. There's not even like you can be like, oh, let's just do this. We'll follow the good spreads here. I mean, 2-7 on the road for Xavier, and they're favored. And then I got a team in Providence who dropped 3 in a row, just playing bad basketball. When I see kind of bad teams coming together, I just think over the total because they make turnovers. They don't play defense. You're 500 and under 500 for a reason. You're not good at basketball. This number at first glance looks a little high because you look at some of these Providence totals and you're like, wait a second. There was a 129 versus Seton Hall. The Hall's the Hall. But they've gone over this number. Both of these teams. We are good for a 75 spot probably here with Xavier on the road. Yes, they lose on the road straight up. And again, do I want to take a 2 here? We could probably make a case for the Friars as a little dog, but I'm just looking at the points here, and I'm thinking we're going to get a nice 75-80 out of Xavier. Providence defense, not all that well. You're home versus another bad team. I think they could probably win this one. If you want to do a little sprinkle some money line on Providence, sure, but I'm going over. I just think points are plenty here, and I think we get into the 155 range here, believe it or not. I think this is a really good spot for a big over. This was a borderline almost play for me in on the premium side of things with totals. And the fact that I think yesterday I went 5-1 in totals or something like that, and I didn't pull the trigger on this one because I feel like, wow, I had such a good read yesterday. Is it that good? Because I beat some numbers ridiculously yesterday. I had like a 140 and I had an under. I think it was ended at like 120 or something. But I was like, oh, did I use up all my good mojo on last night's game by winning by 20 points on totals? So I feel strongly about this one, but it was right there over the 147. Brian Bitler, what do you think this game?
For me, it's a slight lean to Providence at home. They might not have been able to win the last couple of games, but they've covered 4 out of the last 6 games. I think Xavier 3 non-covers in a row. I just think this game comes down to who holds the ball last, and I'm almost getting a possession with Providence, so that's where I'm going to lean to.
Yep, well, I agree with that take as well. Matt, what do you think?
I'm with Brian, leaning towards Providence for the side. Lost 3 straight. I think it's a good spot. They're a decent team at home, 9-3. 2 of those losses came on the road. The other one was against Creighton, who we mentioned before, who's playing very well right now. And look at the total. Like, I see your point, but man, I think it might have lost so much value because Providence has gone 9-1 to the over in the last 10, and I just feel like it's getting shit a little bit up.
That's why I mean? Look at the numbers: 140s, 141s, not 147s.
I know they went from 40 back down to 30, 43, 42, 45. Now it's up to 46 and a half. No real opinion on it. I see your point though about 2 teams just scuffling along and let's get some offense rolling. So, but my lean would be slightly to the Providence side here.
Nope, I will agree with both you gentlemen with the Providence at home here in this spot. But I'm good for the official show pick. I'm going to go over the 147 here. I don't know. I feel like I'm feeling some college basketball. So, I had the Little Rock yesterday total was like 137. It ended at like 101 or something. So I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little cocky my old age here. I don't know.
You are hot with the college basketball.
I don't know. I kind of now I'm upset about it. I didn't take Providence here because you guys are.
Oh, just the lean. That's no real confidence in that one, really.
Official show picks here. I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead, continue.
No, I'm just saying, like, this team. Can you trust them? I don't know.
No, exactly. I trust them not to play defense. I know that. That's why. That's how you lose. That's how you're under 500 because you're not good. Official show picks here. I'm going to go over the 148 Xavier and Providence. Matt Fargo is taking the Oklahoma Sooners plus 9.5. Brian Bitler with the Villanova Wildcats plus 2 at home. Little home dog action for you. These are our free picks. 21-17 in college basketball since we turned the page here from the football season to all basketball. Not a bad record. It's money in your pocket. But if you want our premium action, our best bets, our top plays, you head to gamblersworld.net. As I've mentioned, Matt and Brian both with multiple packages up for today. So the best way to get on board with them would be taking a day pass for $69.99. Or, listen, take the 3 or 7 day pass. You got a lot of college basketball still left the next couple days. You roll it through the weekend, you get all loaded up Saturday. They are guaranteed. We don't show you a profit over that time. We credit you back, and you go at it again. Maybe the guy just went 15-15 or 2 games over, and you feel like, we lost a couple close ones. I'll give him a shot. Hey, we all have our ups and downs. That's why it's a guaranteed package for the longer days. There's 3 of us. As it just came up, there's 15 total. You know the faces. You see them on here with us. Doug, Chip, Scott, Jim, Victor, and Mark Lawrence. We got a lot of guys. We have a leaderboard. Find who you want to get on board with. And there you go. Again, 21-17, Nova, Oklahoma, and the over Providence for your free picks today. Back tomorrow with some NBA chatter. Gentlemen, good luck tonight. See you next week.
Good luck, Sean.
Good luck, everyone.